Lovelies, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us. You guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So, lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where pan-colored people actually came for their own fellow pan-colored woman for saying that women or pan-colored women are not responsible for slavery. And she went ahead, to talk about so many things in terms of voting and why, black women actually need to come together or team up with pan-colored women. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and let's dive into it.
Dear Black women, so I did a video yesterday addressing specifically Black women. I just wanted to see how long my video would last before being taken down for violating community standards. Didn't take long. So as a woman, we have blazed these trails together. We did this together. We need to stand together. Women, to include Black women, got the right to vote after men. They're still leading the race. It's still not equal. Equality, equal pay. We still get less on the dollar. So why are you alienating a high percentage of allies? Like, why are you doing this? Separation will lead nowhere, and in the real world, aside from TikTok, we have to bargain together. We have to do this together. Why are you alienating? And what constitutes white? This is 2024, and most of us are blended. My family's blended. I have cousins that are married to beautiful Black women, or even Black men. So there's a lot of mixed in my family. So if it's just a Black pack, like where do you draw the line? Only certain Black people? Because I have 2% Nigerian. Am I allowed in? I think we all should be allowed in because we're women, and this is our battle together. I don't know if you noticed, but the world is still being run by men. Men that love war and that love keeping us divided. So why would you want to divide yourselves? Women had nothing to do with slavery. Literally. Like nothing. I'm sure we were saying, hey babe, this is pretty effed up because we're nurturing, we're loving, it's wrong. That was men. So why this hate on white women? What has a white woman? Because we're somewhat married to white men? My husband's not a racist, or we're Gen X. Like, we grew up together. I went to school. I learned so much from the Black culture because of desegregation, and I loved it. Rockin' a robin all day long, puffin' a puffin', and we're doing the double dutch. Like, I loved it, and we were friends. So I don't know what happened and why there's this divide, and especially when we all need each other. Can someone let me know what's going on and what changed to all the hate on white women? Because I would certainly like to know what happened. Because I don't feel like we all have friends that are diverse. So do you think there's some little pocket of, a place where we're not all interacting, engaging. In the neighborhood, it's diverse. So what happened to where there's black pack hate against white women? I don't know what happened. Why are you guys mad at white women? Seriously, I just want to know. My friends didn't get the memo. I have a beautiful friend that has a doctorate. It's tons. I have every ethnicity of friends. I don't know if they get the memo because we still love each other. So I don't know. Are these educated? Black pack? Like what? I don't know. Someone let me know. Okay, thanks. Bye. I did a video yesterday addressing specifically black women.
Why'd you do that?
I just wanted to see how long my video would last before being taken down.
So you knew.
A woman, we have blazed these trails together.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You didn't, okay? The trail of a black woman and a white woman aren't even on the same path. As a matter of fact, I'd have to argue that the black woman's path has to avoid the white woman's path for her own safety.
We did this together. We need to stand together.
You use the term we quite a bit in this, trying to cluster all women, and that's not the case, because if it was, you'd just be saying women. You'd just be saying women. After that, you choose to start blaming black women for alienating themselves or separating themselves, and I feel like you don't understand that that's a mere survival requirement, not instinct, requirement.
Why are you alienating?
Historically, white women have shown their fangs to dissuade, we'll call it. And those fangs come in many forms. Think crying to gain sympathy. Yes, they're at the park, menacingly, existing again. Or even starting off videos like this.
Dear black women, a high percentage of allies.
A high percentage of it. What does your allyship look like besides calling them out and then saying, you're doing this?
Like, why are you doing this? Separation will lead nowhere.
It's so ingrained. You have blinders on like a horse and you can't even see that you're the oppressor. You're doing it right now.
And what constitutes white?
What do you mean, what constitutes white? You know what constitutes as white, right? You have to know. You have to know when you check that little box on that form or you fill it out and write American. Like, you have to know, right?
Like, what? Where do you draw the line? Only certain black people? Because I have 2% Nigerian.
Oh, still white.
Am I allowed in? I think we all should be allowed in because we're women.
I can't believe you actually not only said it, but watched it back and you were like, I'm putting this online. I know a manager hates to see you come in. What do you mean, let you in? Let you into what? What part of the experience is it that you're craving?
I don't know if you noticed, but the world is still being run by men.
It's like coding every other line here with like condescending.
Women had nothing to do with slavery.
There it is. It wasn't me, guys. I'm one of the good ones. I've never benefited from the system designed around us. One of the reasons we struggle to fill the gap in intersectionality is the lack of social awareness. You're exhibiting this exact behavior right now.
I'm sure we were saying, hey babe, this is pretty effed up because we're nurturing, we're loving, it's wrong.
This is why they're trying to get rid of books. You weren't going to use them even if you had them.
We're Gen X, like, we grew up together.
If you were so vehemently against it and Gen X just grew up together, why didn't you solve it then? Why are we still having the conversation now? Let me guess, you also think that that's black women's fault. Come on, guys, we all experience the same struggles. That's why we have things like the Crown Act. Oh, that's not a, okay.
I learned so much from the black culture because of desegregation, and I loved it. Rockin' and robbin' all night long, poppin' up, puffin', and we're doing the double dutch.
You literally just showed that your view of black people is they are entertainment. That's what your awareness level is. This might be the hardest truth of any of my videos. Black people do not need white people. Hear that again. Black people do not need white people. Culturally, economically, in any fashion. White people Our culture would be gone without black people. I want you to think about that. Think about the food you eat. Think about the music you nod your head to. Think about the history of what your nation has fought for and against. What are we? Just every day more white women get access to TikTok that don't need to have it. And I'll get you a manager if you can point to Nigeria on a map.
Instead of just hating my birthday, I'm deciding to share this with y'all. And you should really go back and watch the whole thing. It's fantastic. Here's the thing, white women. You don't get to have black women in the same conversation when you're talking about the struggles of women, because it is definitely different for black women than it is for white women. And the fact that you don't know that just proves how ignorant on the subject that you are. Go and educate yourself. Don't be reaching out to your black friends. Don't try and make them do more fucking labor than they already have to do to survive. Plenty of people wrote about it. Plenty of people that you can read.
Sibling, the patience it took to make it through your video without losing my last fucking wingnet was serious. Go look up the Casual Killing Act. Go watch Race to Dinner. Or Race for Dinner, whichever it is. Go read Hood Feminism. Go read an Indigenous people's history of the United States, and a black woman's history of the United States, and an Indigenous black history of the United States. Because the level of ignorance that you have towards what other people go through is staggering. Staggering, white woman. The only time y'all want to be an ally, like on big scale, is when something actually touches you. When it actually finally fucking touches you. And black women didn't get the vote the same time fucking white women did. Indigenous people just got to be able to practice their ceremony and be seen in public in groups of more than 2 in the 1970s. And you wonder why we're a little leery? Seriously, go look up the fucking Casual Killing Act. I'll wait. And while you're at it, go look up Manifest Destiny, Kill the Indian, Save the Man, boarding schools, the foster care system. Are you effing kidding me? There are birth alerts for Native American women across all of Turtle Island. When we have a baby, the government knows, and they come and fucking take it half the time. So don't act like you know what kind of suffering people other than people in a lower, more marginalized status than white women, because it's finally touching you and you might have your rights taken away. I'm beyond not sorry. My rights are all gone. I'm an Indigenous disabled U.S. Navy combat veteran in my car right now because I can't afford a hotel room for my caregiver to have surgery. We live in trailer houses, manufactured home in a trailer house, and right now they're trying to kick us out the fucking trailer house because that's just too much to look at. Our poor decrepit asses are just too much to look at. Don't fucking come to me about why we aren't your allies or why we don't trust you to be an ally, because I've gone far and far and far to try to fucking trust you white women as allyship, and you have proved me wrong every fucking time. I can hold one hand up to count the amount of white human beings on this planet who have stood in the fire with me. Not when it's comfortable. No. When you have to sacrifice something. I have tattooed on my body, for those I love, I will sacrifice. What the fuck do you do?
First of all, shut up. Are you filming a TikTok while you're driving? Anyways, I'm going to address a couple of your points. Number one, about black women and how they feel about black men getting the right to vote before. You can thank white suffragettes for that, because white suffragettes did not think black women should have the right to vote because they were beneath them. Next, to your other point about how white women didn't participate in slavery. What? They were not silent bystanders, not in the slightest. They were absolutely complicit and enjoyed the status that created for them. So much so that mistresses wrote manuals to pass on to their daughters to teach them how they could manage their slaves when they got passed down to them, inevitably. And if you think I'm lying, you can look up Madame Delphine LaLaurie. As per the rest of your TikTok, the things you're bitching about can either be attributed to white women's direct complicity or inaction. So you say, look at how many men are running things. I counter to you, how many of our politicians are BIPOC? Who's raising those white men politicians that are running things? Black women owe us nothing. Nothing at all. They don't owe us our help. They don't owe us their labor. They don't owe us camaraderie. And you are at too big an old an age to be feigning ignorance. It's tired. Okay? Do better.
Dear black women, I'm sorry. Let me call this one in. Hold tight. Girl, you are in... What the fuck are you doing right now? Okay, listen. White women, just all across the board, are terrible allies. Period. And we did not forge these things together, these milestones. We did not forge them together. And that's very easy to prove. Look at when black women got the right to vote versus when white women got the right to vote. In all of these cases of liberation, it was always racist. It was always white women. If you look at the pictures, look at those old pictures of the suffragettes. There weren't black women in those pictures. It was white women's movement. They didn't care about the black women. And to this day, black women are paid less, they're disrespected the most, they're like, people feel entitled to them, their time, all of this bullshit, which is literally what you're doing right now. You think you're entitled to their time, their space, all of that, and you're not. You're just literally not. And if you want to be an ally that you claim to be, then you need to just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and listen to what they're saying. That's all you got to do. I mean, that's all you got to do. Shut the fuck up and listen and follow their lead. It's not that hard. It isn't. But get off your high horse and understand that there are spaces that you are not welcome, and it's historically to protect themselves. So anyway, peace. I'm sorry, black women. I'm sorry you have to put up with this shit.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to stop right there. You got flack for your last video, and rightfully so. And you're gonna get flack for this one, and rightfully so. You did nothing together. They succeeded in spite of you. I mean, hell, you couldn't even share a bathroom until 1964. While it is true that some African American suffragists in the North were able to vote with the 19th Amendment, the reality is that the majority of black women could not. Oftentimes the tactics of literary tests, poll taxes, voter ID requirements, intimidation, and threats were used against the entirety of the black community, as well as the Latin community, the Asian community, and basically anybody who wasn't a Meo sapien. It wasn't until 1965, thanks to the work of women like Fannie Lou Hamer and Diane Nash, that the Voting Rights Act was passed. And it applied to everyone. See, had you been in it together, y'all wouldn't have stopped when you got yours. But that's exactly what you did. You stopped when you got yours. No, what people need to do, right? Seriously, stop talking, right? And listen to other people's experiences. Listen to all of them. I promise you, they are not the same as yours. You don't have the right to speak for them.
Women don't want to work with us because you and other white women like you are lumping the struggles of a white woman and the struggles of a black woman together and saying, look, they're the same.
Like, seriously, lovelies, it's so tiring that every time one goes to, a platform, the only thing you have to say is, dear black women this, dear black women that, dear black women, this and that. So I posted the first part of this video, of some of the stitches I was able to put together here, where there's, pan-colored women, that so used to call it out black women. Like, even if black women have chosen to mind their own business, focus more on building themselves and also supporting themselves, because enough of all these people trying to use black women for their own selfish reason, for their own selfish desires. But these black women is not to be left alone. A lot of people have come to, to call upon black women. If they're not calling them to bash them, they are calling them to, ask for their help, even if they are not important to them. Like, was it 2 weeks back or a week back, a particular Indian man, I think is an Indian American or a Pakistani man, was calling out black women, telling them how his mother once told him that anytime he finds himself in trouble, like his mother practically told him and his, siblings, younger ones or other ones, that anytime they sees a black woman or anytime they find themselves in trouble and they see a black woman, they should rushly go meet up to this black woman, that they will be saved. So black women are now the savior of the universe. People were just teaching his video. A lot of black women responded. Some of them which actually questioned him. Okay, if all of you are actually looking up to black women to help with this and that, who is actually going to help these black women? Like, everybody is expecting black women to come do something. So who is eventually going to help these black women when they needed help? Or do you think that black women don't need any sort of help, or they are just kind of people that just keep on helping people, and when they are in trouble they have to fix their own trouble themselves? Not even quite long, and that actually shook the whole of internet. People were reacting, stitching, giving their own commentaries, duetting and all of that. Now this lady who claimed that she was probably, because I took my time to go through her platform to know, okay, what she's all about and all of that, and I noticed one thing. She was a former Democrat. Yeah, she said that she was a former Democrat, which eventually she became a Republican because of her own reasons. And now I have seen multiples of her videos. Sometimes she asks questions, why are you not voting for Trump? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? What is Ray and Sis? Who invented? Like, she is just making videos randomly as like someone who does not really know what she's talking about. And what baffles me about all this is the fact that she is an elderly, pan-colored lady. Elderly. So she should know more about the system and how the system works. And she should know more about, her own people and black people. Like, another funny part of this video is the fact that she said she has 2% Nigeria, that she's Nigerian, or 2%. I don't even understand what she's talking about being, about having a 2%, And now she's all here calling upon black women, asking them for togetherness, trying to use some tactics that they are actually known for, as if black women are owing her, like, see. And another thing I actually picked from her videos was the fact that she said that the reason why black women or women that looks like me have to actually team up with her, come together, especially in this time of election, blah blah blah, is the fact that pan-colored people or pan-colored ladies were not involved, were not the people that enslaved them. You were not, but you benefited. But there is this woman, right, that is known, the lady mentioned it in this video. There is this pan-colored woman that is known all over the social platform, that is known for the way at which she treated the enslaved black women. Like, she is known for that. She is known, like, her house, the way she maltreated them, the way she, oh my goodness. And now this woman, who's supposed to know more than me, because she looks very elderly and she looks like someone that knows it all. I don't know, maybe she's trying to fall ignorant. Should know that pine-colored women are fully involved. Like, most of them are known for their atrocities, especially the said woman that is known for the atrocity that she committed during that, slavery or enslaved period. She's known for having this huge house and underground. She has all of these different kinds of, you can just Google. I think I have forgotten her name. I'm just trying to remember. But please, if you remember this woman and her name, just leave it in the comment section. I want to look her up. I saw one of her historical background before, and I read through it, but I can't remember her name. But she is known as a woman that have this house which has an underground, and this underground is filled with enslaved people. Like, she is known for a terrible torturant. Like, she will torture you, and like, with the mention of her name, all the girls fumbles. I think you should know that woman. She's someone that is known for her atrocity. She's a pan-colored woman. So when this woman is talking about how black or white women or pan-colored women were not involved in times of this, I just thought about the said woman. So that's a part. And the issue of, giving rights to vote and all of that, they just recently passed that bill for women, or for black women, to get that right to vote. That's when every other person must have gotten all the rights to vote. So what is she talking about? And I like the fact that her own people is calling her out, trying to like tell her that, okay, enough. These people don't owe you. These people you are not doing them a favor. If they chose not to come together, they won't. It is not a must or mandatory. Like, enough already. Why? Like, black women, white, like, seriously. I posted the post, and so many people that looked like me reacted, commented, and I thought myself that, okay, let me see what people have to say about it. That was how I was able to come about some of their stitches, putting her in her place. If it's going to take people that looks like her to actually educate her, put her in her place, and try to make her understand that she's now doing too much, or maybe try to educate her even if she's lying that she don't know what's up, I think the world might be a better place. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. And please, if you've not subscribed to this channel up to this extent, please do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like this video, share, leave your thoughts, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.